The Pittsburgh Steelers made a flurry of moves before their first padded training camp practice on Tuesday. They waived/injured outside linebacker Jeremiah Moon and wide receiver Montana Lamonius Gregg. Moon went down on Saturday with a calf injury and did not practice the following day. Lamonius Gregg suffered a lower body soft tissue injury, but he did not finish Sunday's practice. If they clear waivers, both players will revert to injured reserve, where they can land an injury settlement to become free agents. They would then have to wait a significant amount of time before they would possibly return to the Steelers. The Steelers also re-signed defensive tackle Dominique Davis, who was cut late last week. He returns to a deep defensive line room. In addition, the Steelers signed two former Eagles players, running back Lou Nichols and tight end Kevin Fulch. Nichols was cut by the Philadelphia Eagles a week ago on July 22nd, and after cutting Cordarrelle Patterson on Tuesday, Nichols is now set to join the Steelers. From 2019 to 2022, Nichols was a star running back at Central Michigan, topping the NCAA's list for rushing yards in the 2021 season with over 1,700 rushing yards. That season, Nichols had 9 games of 100 or more rushing yards. He was named the MAC Player of the Year. Fulch was most recently on the Kansas City Chiefs, who released him on June 20th. Since then, he has participated in multiple workouts, but has not signed with any teams. The Steelers will give him that chance. Fulch has also spent time with the Carolina Panthers and New York Jets over his career. We don't often see fans get excited about a former 7th-round draft pick like the Pittsburgh Steelers have been about Corey Trice Jr. The Purdue product slipped in the 2023 NFL Draft due to a concerning injury history, and sadly, injuries plagued Trice in his first 2 seasons. Now fully healthy and rearing to go, Trice spoke to the media ahead of the Steelers' first padded practice of training camp. The talented cornerback noted that he's feeling great and that he knows it's a take-it-or-get-lost year for him. But the third-year cornerback dropped another little nugget we didn't expect. Trice trained with and studied the habits of All-Pro edge rusher T.J. Watt during the 2025 offseason, according to Nick Farabaugh of Penn Live. This could go a long way toward a successful season this year. Corey Trice Jr. is learning from the best the Pittsburgh Steelers have to offer. It's not every day you hear of young day 3 draft picks training with the face of the franchise and future Hall of Famer, T.J. Watt. The 8-year veteran edge rusher tends to keep his life mostly quiet outside of football. But the fact that he's taken Trice under his wing is saying something. Though Trice and Watt don't play the same positions, Watt knows a thing or two about workout regimens, and he's shared that knowledge with Trice after training together during the offseason. Trice is a player who can't afford any more major injury setbacks. His entire rookie season was lost due to an ACL tear that occurred in his first training camp. When he returned to the field in year 2, Trice suffered a significant hamstring pull in week 4 of the 2024 season and missed 11 straight games. Watt is no stranger to injuries either. The former Wisconsin product dealt with a string of knee injuries in college and underwent at least 1 surgery to repair ligaments in his right knee. At one point, he even considered quitting football. This all occurred before he ever put on his Pittsburgh Steelers threads in 2017. In the NFL, Watt suffered a pectoral tear and had arthroscopic knee surgery in 2022, only to return to the field in 2023 and earn first-team All-Pro honors while finishing second in Defensive Player of the Year voting. Now entering his 3rd season, Trice is hoping to avoid the injury bug that has followed him from college until now. Training with the best in the business is a great step. At 6 feet 3 inches and 206 pounds with long arms and 4.47 speed, Trice is loaded with talent, and the big cornerback has displayed impressive hip fluidity for his size. Though the additions of Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey make Trice, at best, the 4th cornerback on the roster, the 25-year-old is on a mission to prove that he's the real deal and is a starting caliber cornerback in the NFL. This is easier said than done, and it will require opportunities to see the field. But at least he's got the best possible mentor and training partner in his corner. That has to count for something. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, Week 1 should bring a lot of fireworks this year. While the New York Jets aren't one of the Steelers' biggest rivals, there are some notable familiar faces involved. Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields are each set to face their former teams. Specifically, there might be some bad blood between Rodgers and the Jets' new coaching staff. Most of his former teammates who are still there tend to speak highly of him. However, that isn't stopping Jets pass rusher Will McDonald from looking forward to sacking his former quarterback. "I've always wanted to sack Aaron Rodgers," McDonald said recently via SNY's YouTube channel. "When I first came here, obviously I wasn't able to do that because we were a team. Now I think he's going to be very competitive. I'm sure he already knows what I'm about, so I'm sure he's going to have his head on his shoulders. He's a vet, so I'm sure he's got a couple tricks up his sleeve." McDonald was the Jets' first-round pick in 2023, which was the same year that they signed Rodgers. Therefore, this is the first time in his young NFL career that he's not teammates with a four-time MVP. While it sounds like McDonald still has a lot of respect for Rodgers, the prospect of sacking the future Hall of Famer is too tantalizing to pass up. Last year, McDonald started to come into his own as an NFL player. He appeared in all 17 games, with 15 starts and produced 10.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. On a talented Jets defense, McDonald began to blossom, and he'll be looking to take another step forward this year. Rodgers is 41 years old, so one of the Steelers' main goals this year should be to protect him as best they can. However, their young offensive line will be tested early against the Jets. Along with McDonald, they have interior defensive lineman Quinnen Williams, a 3-time Pro Bowler and 1-time first-team All-Pro. While Jets players don't seem to have a bone to pick with Rodgers, their new regime will be looking to get off to a hot start by beating the team's former quarterback. Keeping pressure on Rodgers in the pocket would be a good way to do that. However, for as excited as McDonald is to try to sack Rodgers, the veteran quarterback might be even more focused on beating the team that cut him this offseason. He wants to finish his career the right way, and proving to the Jets that he's still got it sounds like a nice way to start a potential retirement tour. The Pittsburgh Steelers are making a swap to their backfield, releasing veteran Cordarrelle Patterson and signing former Philadelphia Eagles runner Nichols, the team announced. Nichols, 23, started his NFL career as a 7th-round pick for the Green Bay Packers. From there, he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles, spending the 2023 and 2024 seasons bouncing around on their practice squad before being released prior to training camp this summer. The Central Michigan product was the 2021 MAC Offensive Player of the Year and the MAC Offensive Freshman Player of the Year the season before. In 2021, he rushed for 1,848 yards and 16 touchdowns. He finished his career with 3,060 yards and 26 touchdowns. Nichols will now get an opportunity to compete for a spot on the Steelers' 53-man roster. With Jaylen Warren, Caleb Johnson, and Kenneth Gainwell being locks for the team, Nichols will join Trey Sermon and Evan Hull, looking to show the team they should keep a 4th runner and why it should be them. As for Patterson, he announced his release on the team the day prior to it being officially released. He spent last season as the team's kick returner and 3rd-string runner, but averaged just 21.8 yards per return. This season, Gainwell and Roman Wilson are most likely in line to take over as the team's kick returners.